just like Detroit, and I came out here to show why I'm pound for pound #1.
All right, so Lauren Price, is that the fight that you want next?
Yes, if I can get it in between December and January. If not, I would love to fight against Michaela or Tam Tebow. She got the rest of the 3 belts.
Listen, at the end of the day, consequences will be paid, and I'm going to just leave it at that.
It's just war.
Were you surprised that we're going to see the consequences in the ring, or we're going to see them in the courtroom?
Are consequences, baby. If you read the Bible, you know what a consequence is, all right?
Claressa says she's willing to fight Shadeja's ring, but she wants you on the undercard. How do you feel about that?
I could never be an undercard to a Claressa Shields. You hear me when I say that? Could never. She need to get in the gym. Shadeja is hungry. Shadeja will beat her. Next question.
What's your final message to Claressa?
Next question.
One night in Atlanta just changed the landscape of women's boxing forever, and the shockwaves are still rattling the industry. The self-proclaimed greatest woman of all time, Claressa Shields, proved exactly why she holds that title by executing a flawless victory over Kaye Scott. But the real story isn't just about what happened inside the ropes. The moment the referee waved off the fight, the spotlight instantly shifted to the explosive, reignited feud between Shields and Alycia Baumgardner. It is a rivalry built on bad blood, physical altercations, and deep-seated promotional politics, and it is finally reaching a boiling point.
And then she posted this. Alycia Baumgardner. I know she didn't get Alycia Baumgardner and Amanda Serrano for the team up. Claressa is cooked. I try to tell y'all, bet on us. Remy is a fool, bruh. Remy really recruited 2 other females, right? That Claressa's beefing with. Is a beef song. They're all in a Rolls Royce for part of the treatment on some cameo stuff. And remember on the song, Remy says, she said, I'm a slide cause he do the most. I got that a ride cause he, right? I'm obviously censoring it. So she said, I got B's, I'm a slide cause these B's do the most. I got B's itches that'll ride. Do you know how dope that is? I got that'll ride. And then you got a car scene with them and they don't like Claressa. And you don't like Claressa. Man, the team up is wicked, bruh.
To understand the magnitude of this moment, you have to look at the jaw-dropping physical feat Shields just pulled off. Dropping down from the heavyweight division all the way to 160 pounds is a brutal task for any athlete, but Shields made it look effortless. Stepping into the ring at State Farm Arena, she absolutely dismantled the Australian veteran Kaye Scott. The speed, precision, and relentless body attacks were simply too much. By the 6th round, Scott's corner had seen enough, throwing in the towels to save their fighter from a sustained barrage. With that devastating TKO, Shields reclaimed the WBA and WBC middleweight titles, making history once again. But she didn't just want the belts. She wanted a microphone to send a very specific message.
I can't wait to fight against Lauren Price at 160.
I'll ask you about that, but you coming down here to Atlanta, this was your idea. You were selling out arenas in Michigan. You came down here, 16,000 fans here in Atlanta that came to see you tonight.
so crazy to me. Oh my God! I walked out here, I said, oh, they in this mother lover for your girl. Man, I knew I could do it. Atlanta love black excellence, just like Detroit. And I came out here to show why I'm pound for pound number one.
All right, so Lauren Price, is that the fight that you want next?
Yes, if I can get it in between December and January. If not, I would love to fight against Michaela or Tam Tebow. She got the rest of the 3 belts. She don't really had that many fights in the professionals, but she got belts. It's not my fault these girls don't have the experience that I have. But hey, she got a belt that I know belongs to me, and that's the ring belt. I've always been number 1 at 160, and when I decided to come back down to 160, that automatically made me number 1. I don't know how the Ring magazine let Delcy and Tam fight for the ring belt, and Tam was not number 2 or 1. It doesn't make sense.
While the world celebrated her historic performance, true boxing fans knew the real drama was tied to a chaotic scene that unfolded outside the ring just a few months prior. Flashback to May 2026 during an MVP MMA event in California. What was supposed to be a standard VIP appearance turned into a highly publicized viral incident. Inside an exclusive private VIP section, a heated face-to-face argument erupted between Shields and Baumgardner. The verbal sparring quickly escalated, with reports stating that Baumgardner aggressively challenged Shields, pushing the Olympic gold medalist to react physically. A strike was thrown, chaos ensued, and a line was officially crossed, leaving the combat sports world stunned by the raw hostility between 2 of its biggest stars.
That's tough too, hey Joe. It's tough. I mean, it's one thing when the men do it, but to see the women do it, go at it like this. I mean, I'm kind of stuck. Listen, I love Alycia. I love Claressa. There's a time and a place for this at this event. You know, that wasn't it. That wasn't it, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, Ocho, you know damn well she was dead wrong. Man,
Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
listen.
They've been going at it for a minute, Joe. They've been going at it for a minute.
But look though, in sports, what's the competitive edge if I got a person who is emotionally unstable, meaning if I say something it's gonna piss you off, then I'm gonna continue to antagonize you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't put your damn hands on nobody.
Nah.
You know, unless we in the ring. But for you to haul off and slap that girl like that, come on, bro.
Yeah. That's wrong. That's wrong. I think at some point, and Joe, I think she's probably gonna issue an apology. She's gonna issue an apology once.
Man, what the hell apology you gonna do? Slap fire out of my mouth.
I understand, Joe. I think at some.
I gotta get
right. That's what I'm saying.
But listen, they can't fight each other. We talk about 2 completely different weight classes.
The fallout from that VIP altercation was swift and heavy-handed, designed to silence the middleweight champion. Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions immediately released a statement declaring a zero-tolerance policy for hostile behavior, officially banning Claressa Shields from all future MVP events. The promotion publicly condemned her actions, stating that physically attacking a fellow athlete in a private guest area was entirely unacceptable. It was a massive disciplinary move, essentially cutting off one of boxing's biggest names from a major promotional platform.
I didn't see Claressa on Saturday night. I did hear about what happened after it happened. She was a guest of the event, and she was a guest in a Netflix specific VIP invite only area. And for that to happen reflects poorly on MVP, reflects poorly on women's sports, on sports as a whole. And there's no doubt there was a back and forth conversation between her and Alycia. But nobody raised a hand other than Claressa. So for us, I would have hoped she would have come out with an apology, but she didn't. She actually texted me that night and said, like, I had a great time. Thank you so much. I didn't respond, confused that what had happened, and that was the text that I had gotten. And I'm disappointed that this is what has had to have happened. But if you're gonna conduct yourself that way in a non-fight week setting. I've seen a lot of people be like, you didn't ban Mike Tyson when he slapped Jake Paul. They're about to fight. No, we're not going to ban Mike Tyson. The commission may have. The commission may step in and say, you're going to get fined. But we certainly don't ban fighters for having animosity towards each other during fight week. That's why if you saw a release, it says there's a time and place for the banter and for the hostilities. At a press conference even, right? sometimes that's what helps sell the fight. There was no fight here. There was a bunch of celebrities, athletes, influencers, Netflix executives, MVP employees, and something happened that shouldn't have happened. And I hope Claressa takes responsibility for it. And there's a path to having her at our events again. You know, she's one of the greatest boxers.
Many expected Shields to apologize or lay low, but if there is one thing everyone should know about her, it is that she never backs down from a fight. Instead of retreating, the champion fired back with an unapologetic, fiery reaction that exposed a completely different side of the story. Shields laughed off the supposed ban, taking to social media to reveal a massive behind-the-scenes secret. According to her, MVP had actively tried to sign her in the past, and she flat out rejected their offers. She claimed the promotion was now using this incident as an excuse to damage her reputation out of spite, while protecting and favoring their own fighters. She refused to be painted as the villain, insisting that Baumgardner had been verbally aggressive and threatening first, leaving her no choice but to defend her personal space. The narrative shifted from a simple ban to a complex web of promotional politics. The
MVP does not run boxing, so let's wrap that shit up. I'm not banned from boxing. Actually, I have a huge fight announcement coming soon. So we're gonna start with that. Yes, and I am boxing. I'm definitely women's boxing for sure. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of the situation that happened, since folks from the press charges, whatever the case may be. But I will say this. Both of MVP and Baumgardner's statements were lies. That is defamation of character. For those who saw the video of Baumgardner threatening me, telling me I'll beat your ass right now, biatch, that is a threat. So therefore, you saying everything that happened was completely unprovoked, that's a lie. We all know that MVP's statement is always going to be to paint me out to be a bad person, to have bad character, to come after, to assassinate my character. We know that MVP does that. MVP tries to trigger me every chance they get, tries to pick at me. I mean, they literally came out the gate. When MVP first came out the gate, announcing that they were a promotion, they came out the gate calling Amanda Serrano the real GWOAT. And all through the comment section on that post, all you seen was, the GWOAT is Claressa Shields. The GWOAT is Claressa Shields. I had to literally send them paperwork and tell them, stop using GWOAT. That is trademarked, it's owned, it's mine, it's me. They thought that they were just going to come out the gate and just take my whole identity and push the little black girl from Flint to the side. And didn't know that my brand was strong. My brand was strong. My fans were loud. And they couldn't come over and take over women's boxing and do nothing.
bitter war of words didn't stop there, escalating into a ruthless social media campaign that deeply divided fans. Baumgardner released a public statement claiming she was physically assaulted without provocation, adding that the matter would be handled legally and professionally going forward. This threat of legal action only poured gasoline on the fire.
One of the, we saw it with Claressa Shields, you guys seem to get into it backstage. Just what could you tell us about that whole situation?
Listen, at the end of the day, consequences will be paid, and I'm going to just leave it at that.
It's just war. Were you surprised that we're going to see the consequences in the ring, or we're going to see them in the courtroom?
Our consequences, baby. If you read the Bible, you know what a consequence is, all right? Next question.
How will that fight play out if you guys end up fighting?
I would knock her out, but next question. We not talking about her, though.
So you said you're coming back end of the year, I believe?
Yeah, we are. One more fight this year.
Well, is it a title defense? What is kind of your goal?
Big fight. I only get big fights. I fought on Netflix, open up for ESPN, so it's nothing but a big fight.
I was going to say, the MVP, you guys are killing it right now. Amanda Serrano's fighting again in a couple weeks. What do you think about her possibly breaking the knockout record?
I think it's a great accomplishment. I know that's something that she's been wanting to do for a very long time.
We saw you with Julian Chua. I know obviously you were training with Derek. I don't know, are you kind of shopping for a trainer right now?
Nope, I still have Derek as a trainer. Yep. And Alycia Baumgardner is that fighter. We talked about setting the stage. Alycia Baumgardner is that fighter. We talked about talking, the looks, the hooks, everything that comes to building this sport. It's Alycia Baumgardner. So I'm setting my stage and I'm setting the presence, because when it's done and over with, I want to be happy with what I left.
What's the fight that you want the most?
The fight that I want the most, you'll see.
Shields retaliated with intense personal jabs, warning MVP of defamation lawsuits, and claiming she was finally exposing the truth behind the fake personas in the sport. Every tweet, every interview, and every indirect comment added another layer of toxicity to an already simmering rivalry. It became crystal clear that these two women genuinely despise each other, and no amount of PR spin could hide that fact.
You know, one more question. I read a little bit about you might become like the female Undertaker. You might go into pro wrestling after this. How serious are you about that?
Listen, I'm a diva, okay? I've been a diva since a youngin', and I just love the experience of being able to do what I want to do, because I worked hard to get there. So whatever avenue opens up, baby, I'm going to take full charge of it and give it my all.
Alycia, this is Johnny Boy of Fight Hype. How excited are you about fighting at Madison Square Garden, and what do you plan to show them at the
I'm excited. Listen, we became undisputed here. Coming back to New York, the fans are awesome. It's respect. It's nothing but building profile, building the entertainment of what boxing brings, baby, and that's the show, and I'm going to bring it.
Absolutely. Now, Claressa says she's willing to fight Shadasia Green, but she wants you on the undercard. How do you feel about that?
I could never be an undercard to a Claressa Shields. You hear me when I say that? Could never. She need to get in the gym. Shadasia is hungry. Shadasia will beat her. Next question.
What's your final message to Claressa?
Next question.
Man, we come a long way. I remember before the pandemic, you know, it was difficult to get fights. Now here you are, main event, New York City. Just how's the experience in this moment?
The experience in this moment is everything. I pray for things like this. I have to work hard to stay focused, to stay on top. Y'all have to understand, like, y'all see like the outside of it, like the belts and the glitz and the glam, but it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of inner doing to look myself in the mirror, to have accountability, to make sure my team around me is solid, to make sure people around me are filling me up as I'm filling their cup up. So it's all an experience, honestly.
Fast forward to the aftermath of the Kaye, Scott destruction, and the tension has reached an absolute fever pitch. Fresh off her historic TKO, Shields wasted no time delivering the ultimate ultimatum. She ruthlessly called out Baumgardner, demanding that she step up to settle the score once and for all. The unified champion made it clear that she is willing to put it all on the line, but she laid down a massive challenge, pressuring Baumgardner to prove she is truly on her level. The logistics of making this grudge match happen are incredibly complicated, especially with the MVP ban and the lingering threats of legal action. However, the intense pressure is now squarely on Baumgardner's shoulders, and the whole world is watching to see how she responds.
Like I said, I've been on these bitches' mood board, all of them. And this bitch in particular, this one tops the cake. You feel me? She's been obsessed in press. Okay? Nasty work.
She took your entire flow, like from the fur to the bathing suit. That's crazy.
To the heels. These hoes wasn't wearing no damn heels to weigh-ins, but I see it though. That's a real love. She really love a bitch, but she a hating ass bitch. So that's the difference.
Like, this is crazy. Like, I did not expect that today. I did not expect her to take the entire flow like that. It didn't act like it was hers.
I'm telling you, that's what them Slytherin hoes do. They just watch, they sit back, they see what they can do. Listen, she been doing this though.
For real?
And I'll give you a great example. When I was living in Detroit, I was wearing buffs. This bitch was never wearing no buffs. This bitch was never wearing no braids. That heart on the side of them girls' head, yeah, AV started that. It's a real trendsetter over here. I'm really on these bitches' mood board, and it's just really funny to me how they play it crazy. Nah, that's all me. But that's cool, though. But you can never be me, though. So have at it.
The explosive dynamic between Claressa Shields and Alycia Baumgardner is exactly what makes boxing so unpredictable and captivating. We are looking at a collision course between two elite athletes who have traded physical blows in VIP sections, threatened legal action, and waged a brutal promotional war against each other. Will pride, weight classes, and promotional red tape keep these two fierce competitors apart? Or will this bitter rivalry finally be settled under the bright lights of the ring? The stage is perfectly set for one of the most anticipated anticipated grudge matches in the history of the sport. Drop a comment below and let us know if these two finally lace up the gloves against each other, who walks away with the victory. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.